So, back in Warzone, playing Tony this time, Civil War time. Listen, Tony and I, we both think each other is better than ourselves. We both know that each other is a good player. It's just gonna be fun, and whoever wins is a worthy opponent, I hope, for the number one contender shot. And that is all for now. Thank you very much.
What's up, Warzone? We got a time shift civil war going on. Like Kaiser said, we argue about which one of us is better. He thinks it's me. I think it's him. I think this match will show which one of us is better. Although if I do end up winning, I'm still going to think Kaiser's better. But either way, I'm going to have fun. So let's do this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Multiplex Movie Warzone. We have got a great match for you today in singles. We have got Kaiser Huang versus Tony Durso, both members of the same team. As they alluded to, it is a civil war between the two of them. Before we get going, I've got with me Dylan Van Thine on the desk. Dylan, how you doing? Thoughts on the match that we're about to see today?
Doing good. This should be a very interesting match. Yeah, time shift civil war, very interesting. Both these guys have basically identical records and a lot of confidence in each other, and it doesn't seem so much themselves, but it should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, without further ado, we will get going with the match today. We are going to get into round number one. Round number one will work the way it always does. You'll get 8 different questions in 8 different categories. You'll have about 15 seconds to write your answer down on your whiteboard. If you get it correct, you will get a point. If you get it incorrect, you will not get a point. If at the end of the round you get all 8 questions correct, you will be issued a bonus question, also worth 1 point. Reminder to both competitors that you have 3 repeats and a challenge to use throughout the match. Any questions before we get going?
No.
All right, then we will get going with round number one. And your first question will come in the category of crime movies. Which 2007 crime film centers on real-life crime boss Frank Lucas? I was committing many crimes in 2007, like being in 2nd grade.
I was in third, so
Cheating
not much
on
better.
the spelling test.
3, 2,
You children,
1,
I swear.
Hands down. We will start with Kaiser
American Gangster.
and Tony.
American Gangster.
Both correct. Both believed in each other so that they could get the point.
All right, and your next question is in sci-fi fantasy. Who plays young punk rocker Otto in Repo Man?
Which version are you talking about?
The 80s one.
Oh.
I have heard that this movie is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I've never seen it. I also know exactly why Kaiser felt the need to ask that question, because there's all those movies with very similar titles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Tony
I guess Billy Idol.
and Kaiser.
I guess Michael Rooker.
Both incorrect. Looking for Emilio Estevez.
Shit.
Sure.
Emilio Estevez. As we get into question number 3, which will come in the category of Westerns. What Western is about a widow who gets help from a harmonica player and an outlaw to defend her home from the expanding railroad, which is a threat to her and her land?
So if you could get help from one person to defend your home, would it be a harmonica player or an outlaw?
Oh, can I pick an outlaw who plays the harmonica?
I suppose.
Can I pick an outlaw named Monica, which is short for harmonica? 5.
I'll
4,
allow it just this once.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Kaiser
I am guessing Calamity Jane.
and Tony.
Once Upon a Time in the West.
Once Upon a Time in the West is correct. I know what you're thinking, Dylan. The answer didn't get changed when the question got changed.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And Dylan, you can have the next question.
All right, and so the next question comes in directors. Who directed The Big Sleep?
Yeah, we changed that question, and then I forgot to change the answer that was sitting there, and I didn't even notice it until it was time to get the answers, and I immediately went, I know what's happening here. Dylan won't, and I know I will need to clarify it when I say Once Upon a Time in the West is correct. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Tony
I said Howard Hawks.
and Kaiser.
It is Howard Hawks.
It is Howard Hawks.
Oh, good.
We go to question number 5 in the category of drama. What is the profession of Danny DeVito's character in Man on the Moon? Yeah, I don't want to say too much about the film that I haven't seen.
Have you ever been to the moon?
Not the one you know of.
Okay.
5, 4,
Have you stolen
3.
a moon?
2, 1. Pens down as we go to Kaiser
I'm guessing a director.
and Tony.
He's his agent, I thought.
His agent is correct. Agent or talent agent. We would accept either one.
All right. So the next question is in movie release dates.
Ooh.
All That Jazz and Meatballs were released in what year?
I've been told I would really like one of these movies, but I just haven't seen it because there's another movie by the director of it that people love that I didn't like that much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I don't like Cabaret. Kaiser
That's fair.
That's ridiculous. 1979.
and Tony.
1979.
Both correct. As we get to your penultimate question in the category of comedy, what type of beverage turns the hot tub into a time machine in Hot Tub Time Machine? You know, I feel like most people could have guessed where that question was going to end.
I did.
You never.
In Titanic.
There was a curve. You know, what kind of beverage turns the hot tub into a time machine in Train Spotting 2? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Tony
I said champagne.
and Kaiser.
I said slushy.
Both incorrect. We're looking for an energy drink. It's an energy drink.
Makes sense.
All right. So your final question, because there are no
Really, it makes sense.
So your final question, because there are no perfect rounds today, is in actors and actresses. Who appears in Cliffhanger, Orange County, and Interstellar?
You know, Tony makes a good point. Like, Kaiser goes, it makes sense. Does anything make sense in a movie where a hot
It's
tub
an energy
goes-
drink to power a time machine. It makes sense.
It's true.
You
I
know,
tried it.
it's like some Russian magic nuclear energy drink or something. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Can I get a repeat?
Absolutely, that is Tony's first repeat.
Yep. So your question again in actors and actresses. Who appears in Cliffhanger, Orange County, and Interstellar? Interstellar. More like intermediocre.
I
Into
don't
boredom.
disagree with you. I had to watch it to study for a match, and I almost fell asleep twice. But I couldn't
still
because the
haven't
movie was too loud. 5,
I still haven't seen it. I'm just going with the popular
3,
opinion.
1. It's down. We will go to Kaiser
John Lithgow.
and Tony.
John Lithgow.
Both are correct. So at the end of round number 1, I have a score of Tony at 6, Kaiser at 4. Is that what you have, Dylan?
That is what I have, yes.
All right, then we're going to get into round number 2. Round number 2, as always, is our wheel round. We're going to bring up the wheel from wheeldecide.com. The wheel has 8 different categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. The competitor in the lead will get to choose whether they would like to spin first or defer. When a player spins, if they like what they get on the first spin, they can spin again unless they land on opponent's choice. But they will be stuck with whatever they land on their second spin. They will then get 5 questions from whatever category they end up with, worth 2 points apiece, or they can go to multiple choice for 1 point. But stealing is available, so be careful. Our categories on the wheel today are pre-2020 DreamWorks, post-2000 Amir Khan, horror, crime, written by Hayao Miyazaki, Stanley Kubrick, action adventure, biopics, and of course, spinners and opponent's choice. So, Tony, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or defer?
I'm going to defer, even though I might end up regretting that.
All right. So,
You
Kaiser, your spin will be first. You land on biopics. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I'll take that.
You will take it. All right. Dylan, would you like to read Kaiser his questions in the category of biopics?
Absolutely. All right, Kaiser, your first question in biopics. In Green Book, before becoming a driver, Tony challenged someone in an eating contest for extra cash with what type of food?
Who cares about Green Book? Multiple choice.
Your options are A, hamburgers, B, tacos, C, hot dogs, or D, chicken tenders.
Hot dogs.
That is correct for 1 point.
Kaiser being double correct when asking who cares about Green Book.
All right. Who plays King Henry VIII in A Man for All Seasons?
Five, four,
Multiple choice.
3.
Your options are A, Robert Shaw, B, Henry Fonda, C, Charles Bronson, or D, Lee J. Cobb.
Robert Shaw.
That is correct for 1 point.
And a tie game.
That is correct, yes. In Amistad, when the case gets to the Supreme Court, what former U.S. president makes an emotional plea to help free the slaves?
There's so many presents in that movie.
5, 4,
Multiple choice.
3.
Options are A, Thomas Jefferson, B, John Quincy Adams, C, James Monroe, or D, James Madison.
James Quincy Adams.
That is correct, yes.
accept
Yeah.
It's clear which one he was
Yeah.
referring to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not American. I apologize.
I'm
Oh,
not even-
neither are
that's
either
fair.
of your hosts.
All right, your penultimate question in biopics. In Born on the 4th of July, after a falling out with his parents, Ron goes to live in what country?
He's American. He can either go north or he can go south. Multiple choice. Fuck it.
5.
Your options are A, Argentina, B, Peru, C, Colombia, or D, Mexico.
Mexico sounds too obvious. I'm gonna go with Colombia.
That is incorrect, so we will go to Tony for the 1 point steal. Your options again are A, Argentina, B, Peru, C, Colombia, or D, Mexico.
Sounds too obvious, but it just might work. How about Mexico?
That is correct for 1 point.
Holy crap.
When Kaiser said it, it was so hard not to react.
All right, Kaiser, and your final question in biopics. What 2000s biopic features performances by Hilary Swank, Patrick Dempsey, and Scott Glenn?
I'm gonna.
Five, 4,
Repeat the question.
3.
All right, that is Kaiser's first repeat. What 2000s biopic features performances by Hilary Swank, Patrick Dempsey, and Scott Glenn?
Amelia.
That is incorrect. For the 2 point steal, we will go over to Tony. What 2000s biopic
We
features
don't
perform?
repeat the.
We don't? Okay, sorry.
No.
I'm going to guess Freedom Writers.
That is correct for the 2-point steal.
I was between those two. Fuck.
So as we get into Tony's spin for round number 2, I have Tony at 9, Kaiser at 7. Is that what you have, Dylan?
Yes.
All right, so we'll bring back up the wheel for Tony's spin. You land on action adventure. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Okay, first off, I just got to note it is the first time that it has never landed on either opponent's choice or my opponent's strength in a singles match for me. Having said that, I'm going to spin the wheel again. And
All right, opponent's
myself
choice
over.
coming right up for you. It is crime. You will be stuck with the category of crime.
Okay.
I'm so glad it wasn't actually opponent's choice. I would have felt really bad.
I would not have been surprised in the least.
So I will be giving you your questions in the category of crime. Tony, how is Cyrus, the leader of the Rifts, killed, setting off the events of the film The Warriors?
He is shot.
That is correct for 2 points. In Ocean's 13, the Malloys go to Mexico and work at a factory that makes what casino gaming item?
Dice.
That is correct for 2 points. Who directed The Asphalt Jungle?
I'll go multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Fritz Lang, B, Otto Preminger, C, John Huston, or D, Robert Wise.
Otto Preminger.
That is incorrect. Kaiser for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Fritz Lang, B, Otto Preminger, C, John Huston, or D, Robert Wise?
John Huston.
That is correct for 1 point.
You son of a bitch.
Your fourth question, Tony. In The Bling Ring, the first celebrity's house the group breaks into belongs to whom?
I'll go multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Paris Hilton, B, Heidi Montag, C, Jessica Simpson, or D, Whitney Houston.
Since the other three are all trash, I'm going to go with Whitney Houston.
That is incorrect. Kaiser for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Paris Hilton, B, Heidi Montag, C, Jessica Simpson, or D, Whitney Houston?
You'll be helpful if I know who any of those are, but Paris Hilton.
That is correct for 1 point. And your final question, Tony. In Natural Born Killers, what did Mickey and Mallory always do when they committed their crimes?
This category started off so well. I'll go multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, steal a victim's car, B, leave one survivor, C, burn the building down, or D, leave a letter for the police. Five.
I'm going to say leave a survivor.
2. That is correct for 1 point. So at the end of round number 2, I have Tony at 14, Kaiser at 9. Is that what you have, Dylan?
Yep, we're good.
All right, then we will get into round number 3. Round number 3, as always, is our Pick Your Poison round. Our competitors are going to get to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point questions. The categories that our competitors can choose from today are comic book movies, Audrey Hepburn, recent releases, crime, 1970s, horror, romantic comedies, and Oscars. So we will let our competitors choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point questions. And we will be right back. All right, we are back. Our competitors have had the chance to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point questions. Tony has chosen his 1 in the 1970s, his 2 in comic book movies, his 3 in Audrey Hepburn, and his 4 in Oscars. Whereas Kaiser has chosen his 1 in crime, his 2 in 70s, his 3 in Oscars, and his 4 in comic book movies. We will start with Kaiser as he is behind, and he will answer questions until either he is caught up or he has been mathematically eliminated. Both competitors still have 2 repeats and a challenge available if they need them. And I will be reading Kaiser's questions. So, Kaiser, your 1 point question in the category of crime. Who stars as police detective Andre Davis in 21 Bridges?
I don't think I've heard of this movie.
5, 4,
Michael B. Jordan.
2. That is incorrect. Looking for Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman. So we will go to your 2-point question in the 1970s. Who plays the titular character in 1974's The Gambler?
Holy shit. Steve McQueen.
That is incorrect. We were looking for James Caan. James Caan. So we will go to Kaiser's 3 in Oscars. He must hit both of his questions in order to take the lead, or else Tony will win via TKO. So your 3-point question in Oscars, if I can find it in the document.
Right at the bottom.
Yep. The Untouchables was nominated for how many Oscars?
Good game, Tony. 2.
And your winner by way of technical knockout, Tony Durso. We were looking for 4. So we will get into post-match interviews, starting with Kaiser. Kaiser, I just think biopics is what did you in. Those questions weren't exactly what you were hoping for. I think you still put up a hell of a fight. Got some key steals in round 2, and then just round 3 things didn't really go the way you needed them to. But how are you feeling?
If I'm being honest, the right person won today. I'll be fully transparent in saying that prior to this match, the amount of studying that I did for Tony's strength is close to 0, just because of real life stuff that I don't need to get into. But it's good that Tony won because he is the one who is more prepared to take on a number 1 contendership, and honestly, he fully deserved the win. And yeah, just great game, and I hope that he wins his number 1 contendership against a great opponent. That's period.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do believe this means that we will not be seeing you until the tournament. With 3-1 and a TKO, you're still guaranteed a pretty high seed in the tournament. Is there anyone you would like to face in said tournament?
Whoever. I don't know records well enough to know who I'll be likely be playing against. So
yeah, this is fair.
Yeah. So yeah, just whoever. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will say goodbye to Kaiser, and we will bring in our winner tonight, Tony. Tony, that was a great game. Yeah, you got some very key steals in round number 2, and then it's always nice to get a TKO. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, I'll be honest. I still think Kaiser's better than me. So, I mean,
I was expecting to hear that.
So, I mean, he just got a bad run of questions. I mean, so that's just the way the game works. But I mean, I feel good. Excited that I'm going to be in the number 1 contenders match. I frankly wasn't expecting that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe we can tell you who you're playing. If not, editors will cut this out. You'll be playing a number 1 contender match against one Cameron Redshaw, who is the one that isn't me. So thoughts on said match?
I mean, he's a good player. I mean, clearly, I think his record's I think he's in double digits in wins, if I'm not mistaken. So
don't confidently know.
I believe he is, yeah.
But so I mean, I got my work cut out for me, but hopefully luck keeps going my way.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic game. So we will send Tony backstage. Dylan, final thoughts on tonight's match?
Yeah, that was a pretty entertaining match. I mean, it's kind of interesting that both of these guys' minds haven't changed at all and who's the better player, but I think it was really fun while it lasted. It's just Kaiser got some like bad luck in round 2 and 3, and Lord knows it happens to all of us. But yeah, I'm excited to see what both of these guys do in their future.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, we will say goodbye. So I have been Cameron Holzman, and on behalf of Dylan Van Thine, Tony Durso, and Kaiser Huang, thank you all for watching. Have a great whatever time it is you're watching this video.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.